Hello and welcome to another episode of Tiksu to UniTartu. Today I'm joined by Kārlis. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, it's nice for that cozy little introduction. Before I introduce myself, I just want to say you have a narrator's voice.
Oh, thank you.
It's like just so soothing, so nice.
Jeez, you're really buttering me up right at the start of the interview. All right.
Hey, mi casa su casa. Is that what they say? I'm not even entirely sure. All right. Thanks for having me. My name is Kārlis. I'm studying here at the University of Tartu. This is gonna be my 5th year. I did my bachelor's here in science and technology, and now I'm doing my master's here as well. And will hopefully be submitting my thesis in the next 2 days.
Awesome. And where are you from? And how'd you end up in Tartu? How'd you end up in Estonia?
I'm from Latvia. That hence the S in my name, Kārlis. I know Estonians really like to bully us about that, but it's okay. It's fine. Sorry, what was your question?
Well, what
am I doing here?
You got the first part. How'd you end up in Estonia? How'd you end up in Tartu? I mean, the first part of your answer kind of answered it, but like, how'd you find out about the University of Tartu or Estonia in general?
That's a great question, and I feel like that answer has evolved throughout the years. These 5 years. Apart from the brainwashing that's been done to me over the years from a number of people, I think I actually prepared for this exact question by relatively recently I discovered the word in German. I'll try and pronounce it to my best ability. It's something like Fernweh, which means far and pain. So that's the sort of directly translating those two words, which is the opposite of homesickness. So to me, it's that longing for adventure, for being somewhere abroad. And I've had that feeling like from the beginning of high school. I knew that I wanted to go abroad. I know it's a little funny to say that I went abroad, even though it's only like not even 200 kilometers from my hometown.
But they are two very different places.
Yeah, exactly. The language is different. The people are different. Even though Latvians and Estonians do share a lot of things, it most definitely is a completely foreign country.
Yeah.
So I think, so one of the main reasons is that, just wanting to go somewhere away from home, explore the world. Another thing is that University of Tartu also offered a international program in science and technology, and my interest was biology. In this case, it came to be genetics and biotech. So the combination of these two things is the main reason why I ended up here. Also, the fact that University of Tartu was the first university to accept me.
Hey, there you go.
I think because I did apply also to one Danish university, and then my third option would have been University of Latvia.
So what about the program here at the University of Tartu kind of made you zone in on it compared to those other universities? Was it just the fact that they were first to accept you, or?
Primarily, because I remember applying to that Danish university, and it was taking more time. It was less straightforward in that sense. The fact that Latvia is right next to Estonia, there's like the process of applying here is much more integrated. It's streamlined, I would say. So it definitely was much easier. And like I said, they just accepted me first, and now we're here.
Yeah,
doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, you are.
You're here doing a podcast too.
Well, right now.
So you did your bachelor's in science and technology, and now you're doing biology and bioengineering?
Bioengineering, which in other words means the same thing as genetics and biotech. So that's the continuation for people who are interested in that side of biology. This is the program you continue with.
Yeah. So how did you first get into how did you choose, or how did you first get into doing biology and bioengineering?
Sort of similar to what I said about having this longing for the world back in high school. I discovered that at roughly the same time that I'm also like particularly interested in biology. back then it was not really defined what part of biology, and to be frank, it's still not that defined. It just so happened to be that this was the most biology-ish program that University of Tartu offered. But by no means that's not the only thing that I'm interested in terms of like the field of biology.
Yeah. Could you maybe tell me a little bit more about what you're working on or what you're studying currently?
Well, currently I'm writing my thesis on plant physiology. And more specifically, I'm studying stomata, which are the little pores in the leaves of plants, which allow the plant essentially to breathe, to exhale water vapor and then intake CO2. And I'm interested in how plants decide how many stomata to develop on either leaf side. Not to get any more technical than that, but some plants have only stomata on the lower leaf side, but then others have on both leaf sides. And then I want to know, how the plant decides how many to develop on each leaf surface, and if these two processes are like differently regulated.
Yeah. If you were to just all of a sudden be able to put them both on each side, one on the bottom, on the top, what would the repercussions be? Would it be like revolutionary in that sense? I'm a little uneducated on it.
No, that's the thing. That the plants that I am studying, they do have them naturally, but we don't really know how they make those decisions about stomata, and thus getting to know that might help us to, for example, engineer more drought-tolerant plants, for example, with higher yields at the same time, because stomata essentially control everything that happens in the plant. In that sense, that's the main gateway that lets it uptake CO2 and then also like balance how much water it loses.
Yeah. So when doing your degree, do you get to do a lot of like hands-on research? Do you get to, spend some time in the lab? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Very much so. Also, one of the reasons why I'm doing exactly this particular plant science for my master's is that I get to do these like hands-on things, and to my mind, they're quite tangible in the sense that I get to get my hands dirty, put some seeds into soil. I get to water those plants and then see them grow, and then to analyze those plants, I take impressions of those leaf surfaces, and then I count the stomata and other cells. So in that sense, it's very tangible. You can see what's happening. You can see if the plant looks weird or not based on whatever mutations we've created. To my mind, it's more interesting than, let's say, other sort of research topics that might fall under genetics and biotech, in the sense that you don't really get to see with your own eyes how things change and evolve.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. You get to be like more hands-on. What would you say like the distribution of your classroom time, kind of just PowerPoint, learning versus, actually getting into the lab and getting your hands dirty?
Right. I mean, I think there are two answers to this question. One is the curriculum itself, and the other thing is working on the master's thesis. So in the curriculum, like bioengineering, mostly it's like theoretical lessons in person, but then we do have a number of practical courses where you do only practical things, and then you might have to submit a report. But for my master's thesis, and I think that's the case with most students that are in this field, that you get to do a lot of hands-on things in the lab. And that has been the case with me as well, that I think I've actually spent much more time in the lab doing practical things than doing any other theoretical things.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that sounds much better. I'd rather have my hands
on.
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe I picked the wrong degree for that, but
no, I'm not. I guess I'm not envious of people who work only with with data. I know that there are such people and they really enjoy it. I'm not one of them.
No, yeah. I mean, it's two sides of the same coin, pretty much. But
Absolutely.
yeah. So you are doing an English degree, English master's, and you also did your bachelor's in English.
I did.
So how did that international environment kind of help you learn? Did you have a lot of students from different countries, and like were those kind of perspectives something that helped you kind of advance your education?
That's a great question. A bit loaded, I think.
Yeah. Maybe not even just the education, but the experience about being around other folks from other
No,
countries.
I definitely enjoyed it. I must say that given the proximity to Latvia, there were loads of Latvians. There
Yeah.
have always been and still are. But I think in my bachelor's program, it must have been over 10 different nationalities
Oh.
from all around the world.
Yeah.
Which was a really, really cool experience. And it definitely scratched that itch I had for this international environment, being away from home and having the ability to like get to know other people from
Yeah.
other backgrounds. So to me, it was very enriching,
Hmm.
um, really interesting. Even though I think when I got into the flow of things, my studies, then I think that, at least to me personally, that those interactions with many students kind of slowed down a
Yeah.
bit.
No, I felt that as well towards the later years of my degree, that I was kind of less of the close, tight knit group, and everybody was kind of like, okay, now I'm just going to go head down, finish my degree towards like the last year.
Yeah.
But it was really rewarding, just meeting people from different backgrounds. I feel like that doesn't happen a lot, like in a lot of other European, universities. I mean, it probably does, but I feel like Tartu is just much more of an international
Tartu
environment.
is an international powerhouse.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
no wonder it's known as the city of students, and which, like I said, it is one of the reasons why also Tartu seemed like this very appealing option.
Yeah. So you've done most of your higher education in Estonia. Well, all of your higher
All
education,
of it, all of
most
it.
of it, all of it in Estonia. I wanted to ask, how does that compare to the way you learned in Latvia? Was there big differences, and or was it just the jump from high school to kind of college?
Well, it's kind of comparing apples to oranges, isn't it? I guess the main thing that comes to mind is that it's very different. And since I have a lot of friends back in Latvia, I have gotten to hear their experiences in Latvian universities, and it does seem to be strikingly different. Also, another thing is that I think I think you have to be a certain type of person to thrive in this international environment. And
Yeah.
I, looking back, I think I was one of them. I really like the fact that I get to speak in English with everyone on a daily basis, and that was not an issue to me. I know that for some people it might be. Also, that you are away from home. In this case, maybe not that far. It's not too hard to go back home, but still, you
Yeah.
are away from home. I think sort of the connections get severed with like friends and family.
Well, even when you're at that distance, it's not like they can pop over for dinner that
Yeah,
night.
exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's 8 hours or 2 hours.
If it requires a flight or
Yeah.
not, you're still away. Um, Also, another thing is that you kind of maybe start to miss out on like your own cultural events that might be happening just because like you're away, right? You're in
Yeah.
a separate environment.
Yeah. Are there, I mean, since you mentioned those cultural events, are there any in Estonia that you've kind of, maybe enjoy a little bit more than the Latvian versions? Or is there anything specifically in Estonia that you're just really enjoying about the culture?
That's a great question. I think there aren't that many different like cultural events per se or traditions because there's like a massive overlap.
Yeah.
However, to my mind, I think the celebration of Midsummer is much more expansive in Latvia just by the sheer number of folk songs we have.
Yeah.
Even though other things overlap quite a bit,
Hmm.
I think in that sense, like we do it much more. On at the same time, we don't have Vastlakuklid, which
Hmm.
is I guess I'm
It's like what do they call it? Like Strove Tuesday,
Strove.
Sledging Day.
Yeah, Strove Tuesday, I think is the name.
Yeah.
But I guess I can't really describe the whole tradition
Hmm.
in its entirety. But the main thing why I'm bringing it up in the first place is that you get to eat those Vastlakuklid,
Yeah, Vastlakuklid.
which
So
is just a type of pastry.
yeah, it's like a pastry filled with cream, and it's got a little hat of a
It
piece of bread
the
on
hat is really, really. Editor, pull up a picture.
it.
No, yeah, and in fact, not only have I gotten to eat them, I think I've made
Oh yeah.
many more Vastlakuklid than I've eaten them because during my very, very first semester here in Tartu, I got a job as a baker.
No way.
Yeah, I worked as a baker for half a year.
Where at?
There used to be this cafe slash bakery called Sada
Yeah. Okay.
Coffee Tech.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think the how I got into it was because I'm a really big guy for coffee. Like,
Yeah.
God, I love coffee so
Yeah.
much.
Hey, they've got some
Um,
good coffee here.
and yeah, there are numerous cafes with good coffee, and this is something like that started out for me in back in my hometown.
Hmm.
We had this lovely uh, cafe shop called the Black Swan Cafe,
Hmm.
and just superb coffee. And once I moved to Tartu, I wanted to find something equivalent,
Hmm.
just a place where I can go by myself, even. Most of the time, it was by myself, just to grab a coffee, to decompress, just reorganize myself, and just enjoy a good
Yeah.
cup of coffee.
Was that something you did before coming and doing the job as a baker? Were you baking at home, or was this kind
I
of
was
like
baking at home.
okay?
I think in English, I think the word is foodie,
Yeah.
if that's appropriate. Um, I'm a massive foodie, so I had done loads of baking back home. But other than that, I had no other prior professional experience in baking. But yeah, I started going to Sada,
Hmm.
started chatting up the people that work there, and this one time I asked like, yeah, how does it work? How do you get a job? Like for example,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Sada, and they said like, oh, you'll just apply, and then they told me, oh, we're actually looking for a baker, and I thought to myself for a moment, it's like, I think I could do
I
that.
could
I
bake.
could do that. And sure enough, I was able to bake. It was nice, except for the part where I had to start my shift at 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
sometimes sooner. But
Yeah. Well, that's the life of a baker, isn't it?
that's, I mean, at least the working conditions weren't um, the same as they had back in Victorian era. There was this whole thing called baker's lung, where
Yeah.
you just awful.
Yeah. They'd be up at like midnight starting.
Yeah, I in that sense it was much more tame for me.
Yeah. Oh, 6 a.m. is not too bad, I guess.
No, it's not. I usually ended my shift at like noon.
Yeah. So now at this point, we're going to enter our Estonia round, is what we're calling it this season. I think I've said that phrase a few times over, but mostly just questions specifically about Estonia. And the first one, what do you think is something that you could look at and say, this only happens in Estonia?
That's a great question. I guess I need a moment to think about it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hmm. Well, one thing is what I already mentioned, the Shrove Tuesday.
Hmm.
That you guys have a whole, actually, well, a whole week dedicated to those unique pastries. I know that some other Nordic countries have something similar, but that's definitely one uniquely Estonian thing.
Hmm. Yeah, one of my favorites is like the meekoek or the honey cake. I don't know if they have that in Latvia as well,
Yes,
but
we
that's
do. In Latvian, it's called maduskuka.
yeah, that's my favorite dessert here, and I never think of like putting a sour cream in a
Yeah,
in a cake.
if you deconstruct it, then it does seem a little weird.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like around these parts, not that weird.
No, not that weird. So another one here. What's something that took a little bit of time for you to understand about Estonians? Maybe how Estonians have been different than Latvians just socially.
Yeah, exactly that. How I guess Estonians interact socially with other people. I can't exactly say if it's because I'm a foreigner, so I will always get a foreigner's
Say,
biased.
you're still a Baltic man, you know.
Yeah, still,
Still?
still, I'm a foreigner. It's just because, let's say, we can't converse. Well, I
Yeah.
can't converse fluently in Estonian, so that automatically cuts me out a bit. But I think my gut feeling is that Estonians by default are maybe a bit more withdrawn, maybe a bit more closed off
Hmm.
than Latvians. At the same time, it's a bit hard to tell
Yeah.
because I think
It is
I'm
person to person too. I've met like the most social, wacky Estonians, and that
true.
don't fit the stereotype
True.
whatsoever.
At the same time, I might also be just
Just a wacky guy.
yeah, wacky guy, more outgoing, more friendly and talkative. So it's hard to tell, but
Yeah.
so that first impression was that Estonians are a bit more closed off.
Yeah. All right. And if you were to come to Estonia for the first time, or maybe to recommend something, somebody coming to Estonia for the first time, what would you recommend them? What advice would you give?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. I like also the more you think about it, the worse it gets in the sense that if you're thinking about moving away from your own home
Yeah.
country and then you start thinking about all the paperwork and this and that and the other thing, just do it. It's worth it. Just to get away and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
experience something completely foreign, totally worth it.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. But in terms of Estonia specifically and Tartu and University of Tartu, pretty straightforward. Like you don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a pretty easy process to get
It,
here.
it
I
is.
will
It
say
is.
it's
It is.
you know, a lot of people bellyache at it, but I think it's not the hardest thing in the world.
I have a feeling that there are loads of other universities where the application for foreign students is so much more difficult.
Yeah.
So in that sense, this is a really good choice.
Yeah, definitely. And if you were to leave Tartu tomorrow, go back to Latvia, what would you miss most about Tartu?
Well, for one thing, Tartu has definitely grown on me.
Mhm.
It's beautiful here.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
great.
it. I
It's
like it.
great.
But I think sort of to what I said before, that sensation of being abroad and being in this multicultural international environment and that I would miss
Yeah.
that the most. Also, I mean, I've made a number of friends here and I have my own things that I do here.
Hmm.
So yeah, if I left tomorrow, I would miss a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, you've been here almost 5 years now.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
almost 5 years.
So you're like a bona fide local at this point.
Maybe. I mean, but to your point, I've spent the like entirety of my adult life
Yeah.
here
Wow.
because like I came here straight out of high school. So I mean, in other words, this is all I know.
Yeah.
So anything else is gonna be well a little frightening.
Yeah. Do it, Venture. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. I think. Well, wasn't there like a really
it's,
big sports
I think
clothing?
one of those companies. I don't know. Somebody's got that. I'm not sure.
Like that.
Somebody will put it in the comments. Well, it's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, put it down in the comments.
Yeah,
what
put
do you
it-
think it is? Which company are we talking about?
Yeah. So what's next for you, personally, professionally? Where you see yourself in the next few years?
Again, loaded question. I
Unpack it.
I'll slowly unpack it. Definitely, I want to take a gap year. That's first and foremost. And then during the gap year, I'll most likely be in Latvia in Riga. Gotta gotta try it before I knock it. Is that it?
Knock it before you try it, or
Uh,
try it. What? Don't knock it before you try it.
Yeah,
That's the saying.
that. So yeah, I definitely want to uh, uh, try to live in Latvia, see what and if there's anything to do there. There are also like a number of personal reasons, such as I have my partner in Riga.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. At the same time, I do still feel that desire for exploration, the fernweh, or the sickness for travel. So I might go do some solo traveling, maybe some backpacking.
Hey,
I think about that
get
on a
out there. Get out
daily
there.
basis. Do it.
Just
right?
do it.
Just
Just do it.
Can we not get sued if we say it too many times?
Yeah, I think we're saying it too many times. They're gonna owe us money at this point.
Well, we'll send them an email.
Yeah, we'll invoice them.
No, yeah. So definitely, I want to take a break from academia. Definitely a year. After that, I do not exclude the possibility of returning to Tartu to get my PhD. Sort of my last bit of reflection about my potential career, upcoming career might be that even if I don't want to stay in academia per se, those 3 letters might work to my advantage.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not a researcher per se.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good to have in any sense of it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, also it's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
One
You
fond
can call yourself a doctor, right?
Yeah. And then, the meme where you're on a plane and then someone yells, is there a doctor here? Then I'll be able to raise my hand on a technicality.
I think that's reason enough to go for it.
Sure. And then I'll go over and I'll be like, yeah, this and that cells, molecules, plants have stomata. And I'm a doctor. I promise. I can show you my diploma.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us.
Absolutely.
We're going to close it off here. Do you have anything final you want to say to the people, to the folks listening?
To the people. I want to say thank you to my mom. Mom, I love you. I want to say also thank you to my granddad. Those are the 2 main people that have supported me enormously throughout the 5 years that I've been here in Tartu. Could not have done it without them. And again, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. It's like doing all of this, coming abroad, totally worth it. So rewarding. And it's build your lore. Create your lore that you can just later tell your grandkids. And I have one last request.
Yes.
Can we get some air horns, please?
There we go.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And this has been Tiksu to UniTartu.